we agree that it is an act of profound misguidance to declare that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a usurper, and that Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a usurper, and that Uthman Ghani radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a usurper. Three of the foremost companions of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. It's a massive vote of no confidence in the Prophet himself alayhi salatu wasalam. And we say of those who insist that these three companions of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam were usurpers, we say you are profoundly misguided. But we never say that you are not Muslims. You still are our Muslim brothers. And so the argument that the Shia are kuffar and hence it is permissible to launch war on them is invalid. But secondly, does the religion of Islam say it is permissible to wage war on kuffar? Where did you learn your Islam from? Mars or Venus or Jupiter? Huh? This is the religion of Islam. Truth is from your Lord. فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. Whosoever wishes is free to accept, and whosoever wishes is free to reject kufr. لَا إِكْرَاهَ فِي الدِّينِ, says the Quran. There is no compulsion in matters of religion. And so you are not permitted in Islam to wage war against any people because they are kuffar. No. There is a version of Islam today which has emerged in the world, which seems to have originated in Saudi Arabia with Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. It used to be called Wahhabi, it's now called Salafi, and I have students of mine who are Salafi, and they are my students, which can best be described as a Protestant version of Islam. Protestantism in the modern world is a conception of religion which reduces religion to texts, and which interprets texts literally. As a consequence, Protestant Islam is incapable of distinguishing between appearance and reality, particularly when they differ with each other. But let's leave that fairly technical subject for a while. It is Protestant Islam today which is beating the drums against the Shia. Muslims who are Sunni and Muslims who are Shia have lived together for 1400 years, peacefully, amicably, without any boxing gloves, fighting with each other, without any bloodletting. And it is strange that at a time when the Zionists are about to move to their final stage of the mission, there should come this strange drum beating from that version of Islam, with great hostility to the Shia, and paving the way for promoting war against the Shia. They call it a jihad against the Shia. They would like to force the Shia to abandon their Shia beliefs and to become Sunni. Do you do it by warfare? Actually, although they themselves may not understand it, the drum beating against the Shia and the attack which is about to be launched on Iran is located in a larger framework in which those who are waging war on Islam are seeking are seeking to do something that will function as a catalyst for creating Sunni-Shia civil war in the world of Islam. Sunni-Shia civil war would be something that would be massively beneficial for Israel. Number one, Sunni-Shia civil war will make Islam look negatively, a negative image in the world. At a moment when Islam is center stage in the attention of the whole world. Number two, Sunni-Shia civil war in Islam, Sunni versus Shia, would function as a diversion, diverting attention, both Muslim and non-Muslim attention, away from the plans of the Zionists to rule the world. Thirdly, Muslims fighting against themselves will obviously lead to a loss of power. Our power will decrease, and that will be strategically advantageous for Israel. But most important of all, if an attack on Iran provokes Sunnis to be so foolish as to turn in hatred against the Shia, and provokes Shia to be equally foolish to turn in hatred against the Sunni, then that Sunni-Shia civil war, and I hope none in our audience here tonight is so stupid, it will allow that Sunni-Shia civil war to destabilize very important parts of the world of Islam, where there are significant Shia communities living amongst the Sunnis. Before we turn to identifying those areas which can be destabilized and advantageous for Israel, let us conclude this section by asking, how should Sunni Muslims around the world, who I hope would listen to this lecture, how should Sunni Muslims respond to an unjust Israeli and NATO attack on Iran? Number one, Sunni Muslims must follow the guidance of the Quran and the guidance which has come from Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and not follow CNN and Al Jazeera. And you must support the victim of aggression. وَلَوْ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِكُمْ. Even if the victim of aggression is not your friend. In this case, he's your Muslim brother. You must support the victim of aggression, and you must condemn the aggressor. That is the first response. Iran will be a victim of aggression, and Israel will be an aggressor. How should Pakistan respond if Israel attacks Iran? And I hope the Pakistani people are listening. How should Egypt respond if Israel attacks Iran? Pakistani Muslims and Egyptian Muslims must ensure that they, the people, don't wait on the governments and don't wait on the armed forces. The people must respond by showing massive popular support for Iran as a victim of aggression, and must clearly condemn not only those who wage war on Iran, but also those who support those who are waging war on Iran, with particular reference to the government of Saudi Arabia. Number two, so we have dealt briefly with the Sunni-Shia civil war problem. War on Iran, and my gosh, look how much time has gone. War on Iran obviously is going to impact on the world economy. Number one, on the price of oil. Not only because Iran is a major supplier of oil, but also because Iran is located in that basin that the Iranians call the Persian Gulf and the Arabs call the Arab Gulf, and they're still fighting over the words. This is the oil basin, and the river Euphrates enters into this basin. And Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam told us 1400 years ago that the river Euphrates will uncover a mountain of gold. I suggest that you don't wait for the metal. I want to suggest to you that this is not a text to be understood literally. Protestant Islam is going to wait for a mountain of the metal. Let them wait. And we're not speaking disrespectfully of Protestant Islam. No, we're not speaking disrespectfully of the Salafis. Let me repeat it. I am not speaking disrespectfully of the Salafis, and I'm not speaking disrespectfully of their methodology or for literal interpretation of the text. All I'm saying is let them wait for the mountain of the metal. We interpret the text differently. And we say that mountain of gold is already here. And it's black gold. And it's oil. And the Prophet prophesied that they're going to fight over it. And in the end, 99 out of every 100 are going to be killed. Conventional wars don't kill 99 out of every 100. Conventional wars do not kill 99% of all combatants. This has to be nuclear war to kill 99% of all combatants. Okay? So the Persian Gulf or the Arab Gulf is waiting for nuclear attacks. The price of oil is going to shoot up because Iran can also block the Straits of Hormuz. Yes, in our Iranian territory on this side and Oman on that side. It's not difficult for Iran to block the Straits of Hormuz and disrupt all the passage of oil tankers. So we can anticipate fairly confidently that the price of oil is going to escalate dramatically once the attack takes place. And the American government knows that. And that's why the American government does not want Iran to be attacked. Because the American government knows, and the Federal Reserve knows, and the bankers also know that the US dollar is going to collapse. It will not survive an Israeli attack on Iran with the price of oil shooting up through the roof. And if the US dollar collapses, of course, they're going to have to demonetize the US dollar. It will no longer be legal tender. They have to have something in place. They probably already have something to replace it, but at a fraction of its previous value. The American economy is going to collapse. Large numbers of white Americans are going to lose their wealth. And many of them are going to be listening to this lecture. There's going to be chaos in the United States when the economy collapses. There can be riots in the United States, and they're already anticipating that. And so an attack on Iran would lead to economic, financial, and monetary consequences that will be disastrous for the US economy.